Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on the radio. We appreciate you being with us. In this hour of the program, I want to mention something and then talk a little bit about it. For one thing, you may have seen the news. Did you see this? Angelina Jolie has announced that she is pregnant with Brad Pitt's baby. Big news. Not. Well, it's not big news, but it's, of course, being given a lot of attention because the only way to get women to watch the news is to take a non-story like that and make it the news. I mean, if the news is all about the confirmation of Supreme Court justice, or if the news is about whether or not we're pulling out of Iraq, women won't watch. So it started by having shows with gossip that are made to look like TV news programs, like Entertainment Tonight. And now what has happened is the newscast actually is Entertainment Tonight. To get the little ladies to watch, being that their little heads have no interest in politics or things going on in the world or any hard news. Now you will see that the Angelina Jolie baby announcement will be big news. It was the top story on Yahoo. The top story. Now, Yahoo's not the biggest news organization in the world, but there it was, top story. Angelina Jolie, I'm having Brad's baby. And you know, the first thing I thought of, that's right, the Alito hearings, not the top story. Top story, Angelina Jolie, preggers. Oh, yeah, they're also questioning the Supreme Court nominee. Right. But my first thought when I saw this story, I'm sorry because I'm evil, and at least I admit it. My first thought is, how's Jennifer Aniston doing today? I mean, can you imagine what she's going through right now? I mean, I'll bet she's not giving any statements today or having any press conferences. I'll bet, you know, she's not going to be on with Jay Leno or David Letterman or anybody. She's just going to hide out for a while, would be my prediction. You think Vince Vaughn will knock her up, Dean? My guess she'll be, just a guess, my guess is she'll be too depressed to have sex with anybody, get knocked up by anyone. She'll just sulk. By the way, imagine having your personal life being discussed this way. Well, dear, it's the price of being famous. That's the price. You're paying it right now. You know, you get that gated community up there in Malibu or wherever you live. Let me tell you, this is how you pay for it, dear. There's no free lunch. So we can sit here and speculate about what Jennifer Aniston is doing today. Probably crying. Evil. Now, I'm wondering if something like this has happened to you. Now, let me be specific about what we're talking about here. There you are, you're in a relationship with somebody. And by the way, it's not just the baby thing, okay? Let's say you're in a relationship with somebody. Somebody who, for example, does not or will not have a baby with you. Then they move on to the next person, and poof, they're having a baby with somebody else. Generally somebody hotter, more desirable than you. I mean, have you had that happen to you? Could happen to a guy or a chick, doesn't matter. Ever looked on helplessly as somebody who used to be with you ends up being much happier with somebody else, and you're aware of it? How about the people? Oh, I have friends like this who've been through this one. How about the people who say, I'm in a relationship and the person I'm with won't commit? Ever heard this one? Like a confirmed bachelor saying to you ladies, like saying to you, you know what? You're a nice girl. I'm just a lifelong bachelor. So you break up with the guy because he won't commit. Then he meets the next person and gets married to her almost immediately. And you see, this goes back to something I've said on the show many times. People are never completely honest about their intentions, even when they appear to love you. Many times, somebody who says, I don't want to have a baby, it's like that old fortune cookie game where you add the words in bed to the end of the fortune. You're going to have a great day tomorrow. In bed. Ever do that game with a fortune cookie? Everybody takes their fortune and adds the words in bed to whatever the fortune says. Well, it's kind of like that game, but it isn't with the words in bed. It is with the words to you or with you. I'm just not the kind of guy who wants to get married. To you. I just don't want to have children. With you. They don't finish the sentence. Because you find out down the line that they did want to have children with somebody else. Or that they did want to get married to somebody else. Or that they did want a committed relationship, just not with you. Now, I know this will be hard for you to call in about because this involves you conceding fault on your part. You weren't good-looking enough. You weren't attractive enough. You weren't rich enough. You weren't good enough for some reason. So it takes a real mature person to be able to dust themselves off and call me at 1-800-5800-TOM and tell me that for some reason someone thought you weren't good enough. And then you had to go see them live out the future you envisioned with somebody else. I'm sure Jennifer Aniston envisioned herself with Brad Pitt forever and ever and ever. Now there's Brad Pitt with a much hotter, somewhat younger chick. They're going to pump out a baby together. They're not even married. And they're going to have a baby. And Jennifer Aniston has to sit there in her gated compound with the paparazzi out there with the telephoto lenses waiting to see if she takes a bath today. And she has to sit there and maybe, who knows, maybe she's tuning down the dial and this is the first she's heard of it because this news isn't all that old. Angelina Jolie is going to have Brad Pitt's baby. It's in the paper. It's on the wire. Angelina Jolie is going to have Brad Pitt's baby. Jennifer Aniston, what do you have to say about that? But it's not just celebrities this happens to. I'll bet it's happened to you at one time or another. Have you ever dated somebody who said they were not ready for marriage? Then you had to watch them get married to somebody more desirable than you? Ever been with somebody who said they didn't want to have children? Then they went and had children with somebody else? And they're usually more desirable than you? Somebody who says, oh no, I just want to date, I just want to have fun, and then they have a new girlfriend or boyfriend that they're crazy about, they're in love with. And you've had to watch this. If that's you, call me. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Well, break it down for me.
Tom Leykis.
1-800-5800-866.
I'm a fairly new listener. I've been listening for about 6 months now. I love the show from day one. I've been hooked. I'm like a drug addict.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Bridget on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Good.
Well, I had a 5-year boyfriend, and we got engaged in the last year and a half together. And in the last year, I became pregnant. We had the baby. And my fiancé said we needed to find ourselves separately. And he wanted to live alone. He thought I needed to live alone to find myself. And towards the end of the relationship, I started questioning this friendship that he had with one of his best buddies that kept coming around all the time, would call us at 2 in the morning. And they would work together till 2, 3 in the morning doing construction. I caught him doing his laundry a couple of times, paying his cell phone bill. Anyhow, so as soon as we break up, week 1, he moved in with his buddy, and my son's got 2 dads.
No. You mean you were with a gay man?
Apparently so. Didn't know it for 7 years.
Now, obviously, what's done is done for you, but let's try to clean things up for the rest of the people out there. Do you think now it's a good idea to be having babies with people you're not married to?
Oh, God, no. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, this is the extreme case, but there's all kinds of things that people haven't settled in their minds if they haven't married you.
Yeah, you know, he always said he wanted a big wedding, and that's why he didn't want to do it. And
he wanted a big wedding, and that's why he didn't want to get married?
He didn't want to get married when I became pregnant. You know, everybody from celebrities like Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck became pregnant, and they got married. A lot of celebrities became pregnant at the same time, a lot of friends that we knew. And, of course, they got married, right? But here we are engaged and together, living together for 5 years, and that's when, as soon as the baby came, that's when he wanted to break up, and he moved in with his other dude. And they're still together.
Wow, wow, wow.
So, yeah.
How's that feel?
Oh, it's the worst feeling ever. It's pretty, it's the worst thing I could have ever imagined for myself.
And did you ever find out if he went out and had a little sword fight before you split up?
I have. He's never confirmed it, but he's living with the person that I accused him of having a relationship with, and I mean, they're like boyfriends, or they're like a couple. They're like a couple.
Has he changed his appearance at all?
You know, when you break up from someone, you have friends and family that says, you know, I saw this guy one time when you came to this party, and I thought, oh my God, Bridget's with the gay guy. But no one ever would talk to me about it. They just would talk.
Oh yes, you're always the last to know. That's the way it works.
Yeah, they would talk.
But I was wondering if since he left you, you know, has he cut his hair differently? Does he have an earring now? Does he do anything different?
You know, he's always been really macho, like overly macho. So
kind of like the construction worker and the village people.
Exactly. So he would.
And you kind of dug that.
He would be the last person I would ever suspect for that. But I wish to God I could erase what I know today, but I can't. It's what I know. He didn't confirm it, but his friend kind of did. He would send him text messages. Of course, I started checking text messages because I thought I was getting cheated on. But I wasn't sure during the last part of the relationship when I was pregnant. But he would send messages like after they had gone out, like I feel like a crack whore today, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
You know.
He just didn't talk about what kind of crack.
He just didn't talk about what kind of crack, but I had no clue.
Oh, buddy's a crack whore.
Yeah, if it was a chick, I would have known, but they live together now, and I got dumped, so that's what I have to say, Tom.
Now, let me ask you a final question here, Bridget. If he broke up with you to go with another chick, would you feel better about it?
I think so. At least I'd be able to compete or something. But this is just mind-blowing.
Why would you want to compete? If somebody chose to have sex with somebody else, why would you want to then get into a competition?
You know, because your heart's involved, and it's stupid, I know, but you feel like at least you could do something about that. At least because I'm in my situation, I feel like there's two sides. I feel good that it's not me, and at the same time, I wish it was another woman because at least I could do something with that.
What could you do? Get a boob job? I mean, what would you do?
Oh, I would...
Start doing all the things in bed that you were refusing to do before because you thought there was no competition?
Oh, I'd be having... he'd be cheating on her. Just for revenge.
So that's what you would want to do, just get revenge.
Oh, I just want to do it just because it happened to me, so... Yeah.
Got it. All right, Bridget, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate the call. We're off to a flying start here, too. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Gloria on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom. Love you.
Thank you.
Listening a long time. So, dating this guy for 3 years, but in the middle of the second year, I was like saying, okay, Tom says if no commitment's going to happen by the second year, I should get my way out, get out of that relationship. So, I let one more year pass, and he still didn't want to commit, so I'm okay. Broke up on my birthday. This is January 20th. And
by the way, why'd you ruin your birthday by breaking up with him? Why not do it the day after your birthday?
Yeah, after he gave me my presents. Yeah, he didn't even give my presents until the next day, trying to make it up to me. No, he was a bit abusive and kind of
He was abusive?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a stupid question, Gloria.
I know, Tom.
If you're with an abusive guy, why are you sitting there waiting for him to commit to you?
Because I love him.
Yeah. You're the one who should be committed.
I know. Obviously. And now I'm with kids. Okay, great. Moving on. So anyways, so we broke up. I broke up with him. Within the 8 days later, he contacted his girlfriend from 17 years ago. Got hooked up January 28th, 8 days after we broke up.
After you dumped him.
After I dumped him. Thank you. Hooked up with her. She's now pregnant. And they got married December 3rd.
Uh-huh.
They got married.
So how long did that take?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm asking, how long did that take?
That took from January 28th of 2005, when they first met each other, after 17 years of not seeing each other, till the summer, I'm assuming they...
But you see, that's why I tell women.
He moved in in March.
If you haven't got a commitment by the second year,
right,
to get out.
Yeah.
Because he obviously, when he says, I don't want a commitment, he really meant to say, I don't want a commitment with you.
I got it. But you know what, Tom? It's the best thing because I have a 20-year-old guy. I got, 26-year-old guys calling me up, going out, having a time, going to parties, and I don't want to be married. I don't want that kind of relationship.
That's what everybody says after they break up with the love of their lives.
Yeah, but come on. You're right. Abusive relationship, it wasn't going anywhere. Father of 2 kids, didn't get along with the kids. And
you thought that looked pretty good at the time, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, because he was, had a good job, took me out to dinner every night.
Punch you in the face after dinner?
No.
What kind of abuse are we talking about?
Yeah, I know.
Well, seriously, what did he do to you?
Oh, a year ago, 2 years ago on my birthday, he headbutted me on my cheek. He got on my face, and he left a bruise on my birthday prior to this one.
Wait, you're telling me this is your birthday?
Yeah,
No.
No.
Wait. So he what did he do on your birthday? He headbutted you?
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, Tom. I'll be 32 this coming up on January 20th,
and you liked that birthday so much you stayed with him and waited for further commitment.
Yep, for one more year.
Come on, you won't even commit. I want a lifetime of being headbutted.
Yep.
Don't you love me?
And sure enough, he did again he wanted to fight with me on my birthday. I'm like, you know what? That's it. Mom's going to ring me for this one, so I need to get out.
So you've had a lousy birthday like every year for the past few years then?
Yeah.
Including dropping him into the recycle bin on your birthday.
Yeah.
And so why would it bother you that a physically abusive guy who wouldn't commit got married and is having a baby with somebody else?
Well, because this lady, she seems to have all her act together. She's a principal. She has her own, houses, and it's like, I don't get how he is turned out to be like Mr. Nice Guy with her.
Well, you don't know what he is. Maybe she likes being headbutted like you do.
Yeah. But he didn't do that the first year of my relationship with him. It wasn't until he got...
All right, well, maybe she's not as together as you think, or maybe in year 2, that's what's coming.
Yeah. That's the only thing I could think of, because...
It'll be like the running of the bulls.
Yeah. I mean, she's bigger than I am, and just kind of, she's older than I am, and it's just like...
Look, you're competing with her.
I know.
Competing for the right to be with a guy who's physically abusive.
No. Don't want that.
You're my kind of gal.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what.
Come on, Daddy.
You're my kind of girl.
Just once in a while I have to stray off just to prove you right and call in, and all the girls out there know that, gotta listen to Daddy Tom. Daddy knows. Daddy knows best.
You know your dream is to have my handprint on your ass.
You know what? Don't even go there. That's probably the relationship. He called me a nympho.
I bet you are, too.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get the 20-year-old to keep up with me.
There we go. Little headbutting, a little slap on the butt.
Yeah, but give me presents on my birthday. Give me something nice.
I'll give you something nice on your birthday, dear.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Guys become musicians because most of them are geeks that no woman would ever talk to until they put on black clothes and start playing an instrument. Suddenly women thought, oh, it's a musician. They're the same geeks.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show from Los Angeles at 1-800-5800-TOM. This all started with the announcement from Brad Pitt's spokesperson that Angelina Jolie is having his baby. And I was wondering how Jennifer Aniston is feeling today. Then I decided to find out this happened to other people. You're with somebody, you think you're going to be with them forever. You think they're the love of your life. You think you're going to have kids with them, and for some reason it just doesn't work out that way. And then, days, weeks, months later, bam, they end up with somebody else, and they do all the things they were supposed to do with you. In other words, you're seeing your life, their life flashing before your eyes, or your life flashing before their eyes. You know what I'm talking about. I mean, this baby, this was supposed to be Jennifer Aniston's baby. Sorry to laugh at others' misfortune, but that's what we do here. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Maria on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Maria.
How are you?
Do you care, darling?
Yes, I do.
Doing great.
All these years listening to you, I can't believe I'm listening to you right here in my ear.
Here I am.
Oh, God.
It's just you and me, dear.
Oof, baby.
Yeah.
Well, I'm calling.
I've got an open palm with your name on it, darling.
An open what?
Open palm.
Oh, really?
Yes, I do.
Well, you know what? I just came from my boyfriend's house, and one cheek already has a palm print. So.
Is that so?
I'll let you have the other.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Ooh. Well, I'm calling to let you know what happened to me as far as the subject is concerned. I had a boyfriend where we were together about 3 years, And beginning of the relationship, he made it very clear that he didn't want to be married or have children until a certain age, which I respected. And, you know, one day a friend of his ended up telling me that he was with somebody and that she was pregnant. And
maybe he reached that age.
Well, actually, he didn't. She was actually somebody from work, and she, I guess, quickly gave it up and wasn't using any birth control, and he knocked her up. And I tell you, it's a crappy feeling, especially because she was like a fat and crater-faced, and she was a nasty looking. So. Yeah.
But I'll bet she could suck a basketball through a garden hose.
Actually, I'm the one that can do that.
Really?
Ooh. My boyfriend's really good.
Is that so?
Oh, yeah.
Look at you. You're out of control.
I am. So, and you know, as a matter of fact, after I found out this girl was pregnant, he still couldn't get enough of me.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I became the booty call, and I enjoyed it very much because she knew it.
She knew it?
Oh, yeah. She knew it.
So then why did he do that?
Like I said, it was a one-night stand with her, and she got pregnant. And his mother was hounding him, you know, you have to do the right thing, blah, blah, blah. So he was stuck in the situation. And he supposedly did the right thing, but he still came and got the good stuff with me.
Is that so?
Yeah, it was really good sex.
Yeah. And do you use birth control when you're with him, or do you want to also nail him?
No, actually, I was on birth control. I respected his decision. So I had no interest.
You could really ruin his and her life now by letting them knock you up.
Oh, I know. I could. Actually, that was a couple years ago. Which, I mean, he still tries to look for me, but I have no interest. I'll let him rot in the hell he created, because I know he has it miserable. So that's about it, Tom. That was my situation.
Well, thank you so much for that, Maria. Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Marie on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Marie.
Hi. My situation is probably pretty sad. I fell in love in 1992, and we became a couple, and he kind of had an unfaithful streak, but he cheated on me twice. We were together for 10 years. But I was always like the love. I kind of forgave him because he was young, and we always worked it out. And I got to the point where I believed that if he didn't marry me, he wasn't going to marry anyone. And we got engaged twice, but I never actually got the ring. Got pregnant, had his child in 2000.
By the way, what would be your recommendation to people about having children with people you're not married to?
Never do it. No, I had his child, and he was really supportive with me through the pregnancy. And actually, in all those 10 years, we only lived together for 2.5. Well, after our daughter was born, he got kind of distant. He wanted to date somebody else. And but he always kind of came back to me and left me hanging on the string. I still love you. I still, want it to work out. Just let me figure it out. If it's not you, it probably won't be anybody. Maybe I just can't commit. And I really believe that. And it's been 13 years and a year and a half.
13 years, dear.
Yeah, now listen it gets worse.
You must not be a long-time listener.
No, listen to this.
Because, had you followed my rules, after 2 years, you'd have been out of there.
I had the rules. I ignored them. So listen, about a year ago, he met somebody else who's 17 years younger than him. And I knew about it openly. And prior to that, he had filed for custody of our mutual daughter together because he became angry with me because he was actually dating somebody else prior to that, and I told her that he was still seeing me, and he blew up. So to get me back, he got most of the custody of our child. And when he met this other girl, I knew about it, and so he wasn't technically cheating on me, but we were still very close to each other, and we were co-parenting and trying to work it out. Well, me and him started fooling around behind her back, And it gave me kind of a powerful feeling, like the other girl said, being that, the one that I kind of felt like I had the control. But he also told me that, if she ever found out about it, that our friendship would be over. Well, she found out about it just by being suspicious, and I never admitted it, nor did he. But in order to punish me, he got a restraining order against me, and he told the court that I'm crazy. He has 80% custody of our daughter. This girl is living in the house that I used to live in, and she is raising our daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And he is completely hateful, as if he never even knew me. And this is a person who I truly believed, if nothing else, wouldn't remain with me forever, would love me and respect me, at least as a friend.
Well, if he respected you, he wouldn't have you on a string for 10 years.
It's been horrifying. 13. I woke up.
13, but you allowed it.
I did, because I really believed that he would commit to me.
But that's because you were stupid.
I don't think it was stupid.
Yeah, it was stupid. Well, if you were smart, he'd have done it.
Because I kept telling him, look, if you want to be with other people and you want to marry somebody else, just let me know. And he kept saying, no, I really want to believe that
I don't care what he said, dear. I mean, you have to put deadlines on these things, not for the other person, but for you.
I know. Well, I didn't do it, and he kept coming back to me. And
this is what happens when you let somebody go on forever like that.
Well, now I've got another woman raising my child.
Who's responsible for that? You.
I feel completely deceived, completely betrayed. I go to
You allowed it. By the way, dear, until you take responsibility for what you did, you're never going to get over it, ever.
Well, I was insecure when he came into my life at 23.
I don't care what the reason is. You are responsible.
I'm responsible for him totally taking custody of our child.
You're responsible for having a child with him, number one. Number two.
We were supposed to get married.
No. You wanted to get married. He lied, and you let him get away with it.
He told me we were getting married.
I don't care what he told. I don't care what he.
2000, and we got pregnant in November.
No, dear, we never got pregnant. You got pregnant.
He knew I was ovulating.
I don't care what he knew. The reason to get married, to me, if there's any reason for anybody to get married, it's to have children. If you're not married, you shouldn't be having children. And by the way, if you're not married yet, then there's no guarantee you'll get to the altar. People get left at the altar all the time. You wait until you are married.
I agree now, because he told me we were getting married anyways. And to make a long story short, this girl who's 17 years younger than him, he proposed to her after 4 months. And this is really surreal. I was at the mall last week, and on what would have been...
Look at the irony of this. You want a guy who has lied to you, taken advantage of.
He's not lying to her. He's being perfect with her.
You don't know what he's doing with her. No, you don't.
He has never made that kind of a commitment, ever. He spends every day with her. He's never wanted to do that with anyone.
You still want him back.
And he bought her a ring.
You want him back, don't you?
I wanted us to be a family. I wanted to be the one who could make him happy. Obviously, I can't do that.
Dear, you don't want to hear what I'm about to say.
You got to hear one more thing.
No, you got to hear what I got to say, and then you can say what you want. You were a booty call.
For 13 years?
Yes.
There's no way. He helped put me through college.
I don't care. Some people play to get fellatio. You know what? You're a booty call.
But he helped put me through college. He flew down when I was studying in a foreign country.
I don't care.
I don't know. To me, a booty call is something that, you can get and dispose of pretty quickly.
He did?
13 years.
Well, no, he disposed of you. He disposed of you. He got a restraining order against you. He took your daughter away.
After 12 years.
He disposed of you. My God, I don't treat my garbage that badly.
I understand. I know that that's ultimately what happened, and I'm trying to understand how he went from being at least my friend and my lover to treating me so badly.
Your friend was lying to you for years and years and years.
What would make him just blow up and take my daughter from me and marry someone else within 4 months?
Because he obviously wants to impress the new victim.
So you think she'll be a victim too? Because I bumped into them.
Who cares? You know what, dear? Again, what you need to worry about...
Heartbreaking.
No, here's what's heartbreaking, dear. You don't take any responsibility for what's been happening. And you need to realize that you are responsible. And until you realize that you are responsible, things are never going to get any better.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. 1-800-5800-866.
When one of your boys becomes a puss,
You got to do like an intervention.
I will get all of my friends in a room someday, and we'll just, grab some foam bats, and we'll beat the pussy right out of them.
That's right.
The Tom Leykis Show.
John, real quickly on the Tom Leykis Show. I guess he's not there. Our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.